Today is February the 10th, and we have a holiday coming up here in 4 days. And that holiday, of course, is Valentine's Day. But you may ask, what exactly is Valentine's Day? Is it an extremely over-commercialized holiday for spouses and romantically linked individuals? Well, in the modern world, yes, this is true. But we're going to read a little bit about the history of Valentine's Day. You see, this time of year in my life, in a way, it's always been an important time of year. February is when we still get snow. It's still cold. It can be a rainy month sometimes. But it's when you start to notice that the sun stays up a little longer and that spring is honestly just around the corner. So today I'm going to read you an excerpt out of this book here. It is called Our Traditions, and it is written by the Norwegian man Vegard Solheim. Now, he used to have a YouTube channel called Odelsarven. It's a channel that I greatly admired. He took his channel down, but he has a website called www.odelsarven.com, where he still posts videos and he writes a blog. This book here, it is excellent. It's outstanding. It goes through and it details all the pagan holidays that our ancestors had celebrated. So I don't think he had actually posted a video about this holiday, because I remember watching all of his videos in his catalog, and I don't recall seeing a video about Valentine's Day, but I could be wrong, and if I am, I apologize. But consider me just a messenger for this video. Everything I'm going to read is written by him. Consider me just the vessel, just the messenger. So let's get started. If I can find my place here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and warn you. Many of these words, I'm probably going to butcher the pronunciation, and I apologize for that. So, here we go. Allra hart, you dogger. What Valentine's Day really is. And of course, Allra hart, you dogger is the Old Norse word for Valentine's Day. It's very similar to, if you look at it, you would think All Hearts Day, because the ending of the word dogger is day in Norwegian. The general belief that prevails today is that Valentine's Day is a sales day for the stores and merchants. It is expected that you will buy gifts for your loved one and with love declarations on great cards. This day has to do with love, and our ancestors marked it and have done so for as far as the sources go back. This celebration can also be traced back to the pagan Romans, and they dedicated this day to the goddess Juno. She corresponds to the Norse Frigg, Freya, Saga, and the Greek Hera. This is precisely why this day falls in the Norse tradition on the month Sakravrekker. I'm probably butchering that. Which is the descending deep river, home of the goddess Saga. The month is also called Thori, fertilizer month, with the zodiac sign Vatnkarl, which is synonymous with Aquarius. Saga is Odin's wife and is equivalent to Freya in this connection. Saga represents the more physical love and fertility attributes in this relationship. The day was an original festival for kin, family, friendship, and love. It was like the festivals in the spring in general, dedicated to the light and its return. Therefore, the All Hearts Day was dedicated to the god Vali, and believe in the Icelandic language, Valentine's Day is referred to as Valisblot. Could be wrong, but the vengeance, the chosen one, he who returns. Vali is equivalent to Balder. He is Odin's son, Balder, Hod, and Thor's brother. It is he who avenges Balder's death by killing Hod in our mythology. Vali is often depicted with his luminous arrows he shoots with a bow, and he is our Norse version of the Greek Eros, with his arrows of Amor, Cupid. Allra Hartjudagar is the day when the birds start to mate again, after the winter. In our original tradition, the birds represent the spirits, the elves, of our ancestors, and precisely birds are symbolic manifestations of this. They are messengers, just like Hugin and Munin in our mythology. Outside your window at this point, the crows may have soon completed their nest, and the eggs will soon be laid. These are incubated over Variafnjadagri, butchering it, which is the spring equinox, and Oster, which is, of course, Easter. It is not without reason that the eggs are one of the main symbols of these festivals. It is spring in our nature, but mythological Balder is still in hell. In our mythology, we can read that Odin's son and Balder's brother, Hermod, which is army, courage, or messenger of the gods, who was the only one who dared to ride on Odin's 8-legged horse Sleipnir, which is slippery steps, your soul slipping out of your physical body, and asking Hel for Balder's return. Hel accepted, but only if the whole world is crying for Balder. The month we are in is called Sokvabeker, because out in the wild, everyone will cry for Balder. Spring will come, winter will melt, and the tears of nature flow deep into the streams. In this way, the goddess Saga is also related to the month and nature's birth. She represents women, marriage, and physical birth. Odin represents the spirit, the metaphysical, and Saga, the body, the physical, which bind man, wife, and reproduction together. In the same way that the Voluspa, in poetic and personalized terms, tells that Odin breathes the spirit of life and life force into the physical body, the two tree trunks such as Ask and Embla. The following month after the redemption is logical, and not surprisingly, the month of Thrudheimer, Thor's month, the month of strength, which is of course March in our modern calendar, and also called Goe. I'm not sure if, as again I'm probably butchering this, and is precisely the month of women. Originally, Allra Hartjudagar was the official day of the start of spring. The fertility celebration dedicated to Thor, Odin's son, Vali and Balder's brother, the god of agriculture, is said to have escalated the following day and before entering his month of Thrudheimer. During these spring rituals, a love lottery between bachelors and maidens was arranged. Weddings or bridal races were arranged. This was a competition where the men competed in many different sports and knowledge games, and the girls competed in traditional knowledge and health competitions, hence the word bridal race. Such sports competitions were very common in the Norse tradition, and the winners are the symbolic May Queen and May King. These were symbolically the months of Frøy and Frøya, which is Heron or Frau or ancestors. They became the very symbol of husband, wife, marriage, love, and fertility. The pagan symbolic marriages our myths always contain need no further embroidery. Now, the winners of the contests did not need to get married or become a couple, but the action seems to have been of symbolic importance. It was probably common for a couple, the May King and Queen, to become candidates to take over the positions of the sitting king and queen, the chief couple, after the tribe and the people democratically chose them at the assembly or the thing. This usually meant that the couple outclassed the sitting king and queen in knowledge, wisdom, strength, and health. Through these sports, the tribe also ensured that the chief couple had democratic support and ability. If the challengers did not manage to outcompete, the king and queen were seated for a new year. With this, the tribe also ensured that the chief couple was not seated forever, or that other tribal members who were better suited to hold the positions, both symbolically and practically, like our own Askeladon in our fairy tales from the grassroot, who wins princesses and kingdoms, our folk tales are also strongly linked to this Germanic practice. They tell us about righteous, moral, and honest challengers winning their honor and luck. In our mythology, we can read about Idun, who gives apples to the gods so that they can stay strong, young, and healthy. The original roots of the Olympic Games are these pagan rites where the May Queen and May King received apples and laurel wreaths, respectively. Ancient Greece was no exception either. The eternal young gods in this case are nothing but our honorable ancestors themselves, as annual challengers who forever reincarnate in the incumbent leaders and remain eternally young, healthy, fit, and strong. In the Norse communities, an authentic democracy was ensured, where always the most knowledgeable and strong were elected leaders after proving themselves worthy. Just like the gods in our mythology, they remained eternally young. They were replaced before they expired. This democracy and the foundation are probably many thousands of years old in Norway. Idvasathing, Frostathing, and Gulathing, which carry the same place names today, were democratic assemblies for our ancestors long before our time calculation. They are said to be the oldest parliaments in the world. The Christian attempts at consolidation of power did not endure this practice. Medieval recorded saga literature is full of conflicts and disputes related to the king's power and Rome's attempt to centralize power in our decentralized lands with millennial traditions of direct tribal rule on things. Therefore, Allra Hartjudagar was also corrupted after the forced Christianization, where the day was dedicated to one or more Christian saints named Valentine or Valentius. The day was eventually added to the romantic aspect of the Christian side as well, including the story of Saint Valentine, who was imprisoned and wrote his famous letter to his Julia before he was allegedly executed. Allra Hartjudagar is a European pagan celebration of love, man, woman, marriage, ancestry, friendship, and all that nature is about to come out of the winter darkness. It predates the Roman Empire, the Emperor Valentine, Saint Valentine, Abraham in the desert, and thereby also Christianity, Judaism, and Islam with all their monotheistic sects. So that was very interesting. I was very glad that I read this a few months ago. And I figured, since Valentine's Day is coming up, what better time than to read this? So I would like to thank Mr. Solheim for the work he put into this book. And I'd like to thank all of you for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.